Hi guys, I'm sorry. I suck at this. You probably saw our faces, and normally when Joe does that, that doesn't happen. I don't know how to. Yeah. Oh well, it's okay. It is what it is. You got to go with it. This is my first time on the StreamYard by myself. This is the first time we're doing a show without Joe. Last night, Joe did a 12-hour stream. So we are here for GrinCW today. I'm your host, Jaychele, and we have a special guest. First time late night grinner. We have Haley here. Haley, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to talk about GCW. Yes.
Yes. Haley is a GCW super fan. I
Who
feel
else?
like she wouldn't. Girl. Yes, you are. You have seen like every single show over these past couple weeks. But that's what we're here to review. We're going to give you guys an overview of GCW. This first episode is really to kind of just set the stage, kind of talk a little bit about what GCW is, what they're doing, all that cool stuff, some key players that we should keep our eye on. JJ, head of PR, welcomes you to Late Night Grin, Haley.
Thank you,
Um,
JJ.
You've probably seen JJ other places. He's always in there whenever we do overbooked and stuff. Um, but let's kind of start with the first show that took place on the 5th of February. If I Die First. This was a show. Good Lord, boy, was this a fucking show. Joey Janela versus Dr. Wagner Jr. was the headlining match. AJ Gray took on Ali Ketch, which was a match that we kind of had saw built in the battle royales that they were doing, and that was for the Extreme Championship. But there also were a lot of other cool matches on here. We saw Blake Christian versus Laredo Kid. Atticus Kogar was in a match here. Alex Zane, Dark Sheik, Jordan Oliver, Nick Wayne, some of our favorites. I want to start. Who are like your 3 favorite wrestlers in GCW right now, Haley? Let's start there.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. I'm gonna go Janela.
Of course, it's fucking
I'll go
Janela.
with Jimmy Lloyd
Interesting.
and Ali Catch.
Okay, that's fair. Mine are Blake Christian, Alex Zane, and Nick Wayne. Jordan Oliver
I
is
was
number 4.
there, but I knew you were gonna. So.
Well, I feel like a lot of people probably don't really know about Nick Wayne until he just recently signed to AEW, but now they can kind of look back at some of his GCW stuff. He had a banger of a match with Jordan Oliver just a little bit ago. He's everywhere now. We're so excited for Nick. He's in my 18 and under club, so I love Nick a little bit more than everybody else does. But let's start with If I Die First. Did you have any highlights from the show? Any matches that stood out to you? Anybody that you think had like a standout performance here?
Ooh. See, I feel like the first 2 shows in February for me were kind of like a little lackluster. I don't know if it's because of like, Hammerstein and like kind
Yep.
of I was a little like burned from that, I guess. Um, but I feel like I'm looking at the card again just to see if
Okay.
anything pops back out to me. Let's see. Not really. Like like they were good matches, but
Yeah.
let's
I feel like
see.
that's a fair assessment of those first 2 shows after Hammerstein. And I feel like that's a conversation we should be having about Hammerstein right now.
Oh
Is
yeah.
though there was supposed to be a lot of momentum coming off of that Hammerstein show, The World on GCW. Lots of new people tuned into GCW to kind of check that show out. And it wasn't what GCW normally is. They didn't stick to who they normally are. They couldn't bleed. Um, Obviously, they had the time cutoffs and everything. Um, People who should have won did not win. Four Door Soup in the chat specifically mentions Effie. One of our colleagues who cannot be here today, Kylie, loves Effie, loves Bussy. So normally she would be the one to say Effie. But Effie was one of those people that didn't get the victory that we were expecting them to. Same for Ali Ketch as well. I feel like we saw maybe just AJ Gray kind of,
Yeah.
get his moment. Homicide had a pretty good-ish match with Moxley. I mean, then we had the hate club thing. Briscoe's lost very quickly. Like I feel like there was a lot of things on that show that could have been done better, and a lot of things that could have been done better coming out of that show as well.
For sure.
And I think that's even reflective when we look at the card now, like the cards for these first two shows in February, like the If I Die First card, and then we also the Believe Me card. Um, I feel like Believe Me was probably better in my
Yeah,
opinion, because
I
there was that
agree.
Nick Wayne and Jordan Oliver match that really stood out to me. The Billy Starks and the Ratty Daddy match, Cole Radrick.
Little Daddy
Um,
Daddy.
Ratty Daddy, I know, like that's his name. We just gotta go with it. Um, then we also had that second gear crew match with like Team Gringo Loco, Jack Cartwheel ASF, um, Kamikaze. Gringo Loco is going off right now.
Yes.
Like I love that for him. Did you have any matches stand out to you from Believe Me?
From Believe Me.
That whole card was Briscoes versus
Yeah.
SAT, Blake Christian, Jimmy Lloyd, Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver, Second Gear Crew versus Gringo Loco, Jack Cartwheel, ASF, and Kamikaze, the Rejects
Yeah. I mean,
versus. Oh,
oops, sorry.
no. If you got something, go for it.
um, I mean, you can never go wrong with Nick Wayne or Jordan Oliver. I love them, and I loved seeing them finally face off together. I love the young pillar stick, and I loved their promos ahead of this match. And I
Yes.
think that they put on a really good banger. And I would love to
Yeah.
see them run this back eventually too.
Yes. JJ, where's Jeff Jarrett now? So fuck Jeff Jarrett.
Period.
Moving on. Um, no, I really love Jordan Oliver. I always get slack for how much I love him sometimes. I think he has a lot of potential, and I think it's hilarious because he only gets taller. Big Breakfast only gets taller. Love that for him. Um, but I feel like him and Nick Wayne are like almost Sasha and Charlotte. Like they're kind of
Yes.
match made in heaven, you know. Like they train together, they are always traveling together and everything. And I love those promos that GCW is starting to put out on their socials now. Janela always does really good ones. AJ had a hilarious one. Like when he was just swearing, like he said
Mm-hmm.
fuck like 12 times, I think, in
Uh-huh.
one promo when he called out Mox. That was amazing for me. Um Also, I think I'm really interested in seeing how the Briscoes continue to be in GCW now. Obviously, they don't have the titles anymore. I feel like them having the titles was a really perfect fit for them, but obviously now they don't. So where they go from there is very interesting for me. Did you have any thoughts on the Billy Starks and Cole Radrick match? Because that was supposed to be Atticus Kogar.
Yeah. Um, I thought it was okay. I mean, I think that they both delivered, and Billy always puts on great matches. She's somebody that, even for her age, I know she's 17, but she has a whole life ahead of her in this business. She's going to do amazing things. She has a heck of a career ahead of her. She's already doing incredible stuff. I love her work in JCW and GCW, so I really like that match.
We love you, Billy. If you're
We do.
listening, you're my favorite. I had my BSB hoodie on the other day. Love her. And her dad. He's great too. But another thing that I kind of wanted to mention from this show was that Hoodfoot match, Hoodfoot
Yeah,
versus Matt Tremont.
so good.
I was just telling Haley off the air. We were talking about some of the collective shows. One of them is Planet Death, and we'll get to that later. I'm fucking terrified of death matches most times. If there's light tubes involved, I cover my eyes. If there's skewers involved, I cover my eyes. I don't like the glass panes
Things.
either. I God bless. Hoodfoot killed this match. I was so happy for him. I think he's gonna do some great stuff. I could see him and AJ having a war for that extreme title eventually. And I would be very excited to see that. If you had to give one match from this weekend for people to check out, what match would you say?
From this past weekend?
No. From
From
Believe
the
Me. Yep.
I'm gonna say Hoodfoot and Tremont. I love seeing Hoodfoot in these type of like violent environments because it's
Yes.
not something that we see all the time. And Matt Tremont is one of the best to ever do it in deathmatch wrestling and wrestling in general.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend that match if you can stomach it.
If you can't do that, my match is Nick Wayne versus Jordan Oliver. That's an easy layup. If you don't want to watch that one, I'll also give you Billy Starks versus Cole Radrick. I feel like on these GCW shows, sometimes we'll just like gloss over things and some matches will go forgotten. But anytime Gringo Loco is on a card, You should definitely watch his match. I know we didn't talk about it, but he's always amazing. He's doing amazing stuff pretty soon too, and we'll get to that in a second. Next weekend we had GCW Don't Tell Me What to Do. Here are some of the matches we had were Jordan Oliver versus Alec Price, ASF versus Drago Kid, Blake Christian versus Ninja Mac, Cole Radrick had a death match versus Oren, Jack Cartwheel versus Jimmy Lloyd versus Brian Keith versus Kobe Carino versus Marcus Mathers versus Billy Stark. Sorry, that was a mouthful.
Yeah.
Second Gear Crew, AJ Gray and Matthew Jazz took on Joey Janela and Marco Stunt. Also, AJ Gray ended up pouring a bottle of sauce into Marco Stunt's mouth.
Bussy sauce, we love it.
I don't have the bussy sauce, but I have a sauce here.
Love it.
I still haven't gotten to try these sauces. I want my was it the Effie sauce? No. I got the damn, whose sauce was it? Remember the Starfruit sauce?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I got
Zicky Dice. Zicky Dice. It was Zicky Dice, yeah. Sorry. And then also we had Too Cold Scorpio versus Gringo Loco and the Hate Club, which is Matchmont and Nick Gage versus the Rejects. Did you have any match stand out to you here? I know what my match is, but
I have two, but I'm gonna start with Cole and Oren.
Yes.
I mean, I know this is Cole. Like, he's done death matches before. Like, this isn't his first rodeo, but this is his first GCW death match. So I feel like there was like a high bar that was set, and he delivered. I mean, when he was carving up his chest with that light tube, I was like, oh, that was amazing. Such a good match.
Oh my God. I love Cole. I love him as a person, first of all. Second of all, he was giving it his all in that match. He definitely felt like he had something to prove, felt like he had a chip on his shoulder. He definitely delivered in that match. Also, credit to Oren as well. He also delivered. I don't want to make it seem like, Also, another match that I would say is definitely the Janela Marco versus AJ and Matt match as well. I would definitely check that out. I feel like I liked a lot of matches on this card. Jordan Oliver versus Alec Price. I love seeing Alec Price in GCW. And then Blake Christian versus Ninja Mac as well, because I love the flippy shit in GCW. We'll talk about how much I love flippy shit in a minute, but you said you had another match. Did I say it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Second Gear and Joey and Marco, but I really liked seeing Joey and Marco team up together here. I think it's a great pairing, and I love that match. And anytime we get to see Matthew Justice act like a complete maniac, I'm all for that. Like,
Matthew is a very big man.
Yes,
he's huge.
Yes,
good
very
Lord,
intimidating.
Oh my God. But I'm very interested to see what Marco does furthermore in GCW. I feel like he's actually like a very good fit for GCW, funny enough. I'm very excited for him. Basically they're kind of just regular shows. They don't really build. I mean, I guess they kind of build to like bigger shows, like they build to the collective shows. We'll talk about that in a minute, because some matches start to get set up later on. But especially this past weekend, we saw a bunch of matches get set up. But I think I'm missing a match. Anywho, what did you feel overall about this weekend in GCW? Like this past weekend, moving on from Don't Tell Me What to Do, how did you feel coming out of this weekend for GCW?
I really liked it. I thought it was a great weekend of shows. I feel like for me, it's finally starting to like, it was plateauing for me for a bit where I and I love GCW, but I was at a spot where I was like, am I interested? Am I not? But then these shows happened and I was like, okay, definitely. Like, especially the death matches. I was like, okay, you guys got me. Like, whatever.
I think it's so hilarious that you like death matches as much as you do.
I don't look like I would like death matches, right?
Yes. I don't know what happened to you, but I do know what happened to you. Yes, we do know what happened to you. I feel like this was one of the best weekends for GCW for me anyway. Yes. There was lots of intrigue in these matches. Like, I was even like telling you guys in the chat, like you and Kyle, I was like, I gotta watch this. Like, some of these matches, I was like, I'm biting on this. And I feel like that's what they needed, is that like intrigue and like interest coming out of like the Hammerstein show. I feel like Hammerstein, like the road to Hammerstein, it went up, and then it was kind of like, but I'm very excited for what they have coming up. But let's talk a little bit about this past weekend. This was kind of a big weekend. Let's start with Welcome to Heartbreak. Good
Yeah.
Lord. Boy, was this a fucking show. So we open with the Briscoes and Jacob Fatu and Juicy Finale. Dude, I think I love the tag team of Juicy and Jacob right now. I
I
think
do
that they're the perfect team. I think they're great in GCW actually. How did you feel about this match and how this match was put together?
I loved it. I really liked that Jacob and Juicy, they kind of got to show off their strength and their toughness mixed with like the Briscoes, their like scrappiness. I thought that that matched really well together and I really enjoyed this match. And
Yes,
the crowd was super into it. It was a great
yes,
opener.
yes. Also, we did see a surprise appearance from the
Mhm.
one and only Starboy Charlie, who ended up
And
delivering
his
a
mom.
move on and his mom. Yes, of course, delivering a move with his crutch,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I love that for him. I big fan of Starboy Charlie over here.
Mhm.
Um, then after that, we saw Blake Christian versus Nick Wayne.
Banger. So
Dude,
good.
perfect fit. I think they're perfect together. They both meshed really well in the ring. They had amazing chemistry together. I was very excited to see this match. Um, then we had Tony Deppen taking on the debuting Kevin Blackwood. Let's take a second. How do you feel about Kevin Blackwood in GCW? I have some strong feelings on this.
I really enjoyed. I feel like it's a good fit. And I thought that this match was really good. Um, but I feel like this was like a first time for a lot of people. Like a lot of people may not know who Kevin Blackwood is, but you know,
I love Kevin Blackwood so much.
really
He's
love
one of my favorite indie wrestlers right now. I love his aesthetic, like the whole vibe, and that's what gets him over is his aesthetic, and I
Yep.
love that for him. Um, but I think this was a really strong debuting match for him. You know, he was also on the card the day after as well. I think he also worked LA fights too.
Mhm.
So for him to do all that, that was insane. I'm very excited for what's to come for him. I feel like we're going to see a lot more of him in GCW, especially when they do some more LA stuff as well. Um, I think it's a really good fit. I think we'll probably see him at Mania weekend or something, involved in some type of show. I don't know where, I don't know how, but yes, I'm very excited for more Kevin Blackwood. Give me more. If you haven't seen a Kevin Blackwood match, wow, make sure to go check it out. God damn, sorry guys. Um, After that, we saw Speedball Mike Bailey steal the show with Ninja Mac. How did you feel about this match?
This I feel like this match caused a lot of controversy on the internet, but I thought it was spectacular. There were so many kicks. I loved like the strong style esque, um, you know, interactions between them.
Yeah, yeah,
But the craziest part of that match, obviously, you watched it too, but they were just teetering on that plank of a wood. That got me. And then and
Lord.
then when he fell, I was like, nope. But they really delivered. I thought that that was definitely,
Yeah, they were
match
doing some
contender of the night. So
crazy
yeah.
shit. Yes. After that, we saw an Extreme Championship match, and AJ Gray is currently the Extreme Championship champion. So how you say he's the Extreme Champion, I guess. But he defeated ACH, and let me tell you, I would have never expected to see ACH in a GCW match, specifically in an Extreme Championship GCW match. This was very touching for me. I love me some ACH. Such a veteran, such a pillar of the indie scene. This was a great match for me. How did you feel about this match?
I thought it was also great. But I feel like what kind of sucked was the first couple matches on the card were super hard hitting, and
Yes.
so I feel like the crowd started to kind of like get a little flat, which sucked
Mm-hmm.
because I thought it was genuinely a good match. I just wish
Yeah.
they could have put more behind them.
I think I'll get more into this when I talk about the next show. But for me, one of my main issues with GCW is the lineup of how the show is put in order. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it will make sense for the first couple of matches, but like they're not considering like how the crowd will still be reacting, like all of those things. I think the main event here was rightfully the main event, but I feel like you could have shifted the order. Like I probably would have like opened with this match to be honest, and like or maybe right after the Briscoes match, it would have made sense. Like the crowd still would have been hot for it. Because I feel like some matches need more steam from the crowd than others, like because some can naturally get that steam and that push or whatever. But yeah, um, there was that match. After that, Dr. Wagner defeated Homicide. How do you feel about Dr. Wagner and GCW?
I kind of like it. Like I'm kind of here for it, you know?
Okay.
You're not?
I don't know. I feel like Dr. Wagner's not for me. I feel like sometimes I just
That's
have to
fair.
acknowledge that. Yeah, I love Homicide though. I feel like Homicide definitely put in some work here. How did you feel about this match in general?
I mean, I like how they utilized kind of the space, you know, how they were going outside of the ring and kind of trying to get the crowd back involved. I really
Yeah.
like when wrestlers do that. I don't think it was anything particularly like exciting. Nothing really stood out to me. It was just a good wrestling match. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that they're both great wrestlers.
Everybody loves Homicide. Fair.
Period.
Remember when he was at that Eddie Kingston show? Well, he was like backstage, and Eddie Kingston was like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?"
Mhm.
And he was just on the show.
Yeah,
That was in New York, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Love that for him. Um, and then we saw Second Gear Crew and Friends. So it was Matthew Justice, Dark Sheik, Ali Ketch, and Gringo Loco. I think that's hilarious that they put Gringo Loco on a team with Second Gear Crew after they just had a match the day before, the weekend before, whatever. But they defeated the team of Reefer, so Grim Reefer, Jimmy Lloyd, Jordan Oliver, and Jack Cartwheel. I cried a little bit when my team lost, but it's okay. How do you feel about like these like multi-man tag matches being like a consistent pillar on these GCW shows?
I'm a big proponent of tag matches like this. I love tag matches. And I think, it's a good way to utilize a lot of their roster. They have a lot of amazing talent, and it was proven in this match.
Yeah.
A lot of people that you wouldn't normally see team up together, which is also really cool. Like I like seeing Jimmy Lloyd here. I was like, you wouldn't expect it normally.
Seeing Dark Sheik and Gringo
Yes.
Loco like with Matthew Justice and Ali is crazy to me. I would never expect that. Like I would expect them to be across the ring from each other and stuff, but like tag teaming, that was cute. Also, I feel like they understand the importance of the Second Gear Crew to GCW. Like they're on almost all of the shows. They always have like a prominent match in some form, like whether it be a tag match, whether it be like a multi-man tag match or whatever. I feel like they understand what SGC means to them. Because a lot of those guys are just like the pillars of GCW, and we'll talk more about that when we talk about the collective and stuff, and also when we talk about the Atlanta show that they have coming up as well. Very excited for that Atlanta show. They have a lot of cool stuff in store for that. Oopsies, I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. Also, our main event for the show was Janela and X-Pac taking on the major players. Dude, this was one of the matches that was building from Hammerstein. So
Yeah.
this was a continuation from that show. One of the only continuations that we've really seen from the World on GCW show. How did you feel about this match? Don't talk about the post match yet. We'll get there in a second.
I was really excited for this. When I was a child and when I first started getting into wrestling, X-Pac was literally one of my favorite guys. I liked how he, he's smaller, obviously. He's not like a Triple H, but he just got in the ring and took people out. So for the nostalgia factor, I was very excited. So it was cool to see him back. I think he looked really great. Obviously, he's a lot older now, but he can definitely still go. I feel like there were times that maybe he was showing signs of, not ring rust, but like, he was a little exhausted.
Yes.
But with all the other components in this match, like Chelsea getting involved too, I thought it worked. I loved it.
Dude, I love Chelsea.
Same.
I love Chelsea so much. I feel like she's one of my favorite wrestlers right now, to be honest. I love her in GCW. I feel like her and Matt, who we will talk about in a second, once we also get to the collective as well. Boy, they are a team. They have, if you don't know the history of where they come from in GCW, there is so much heat, basically, because of how much people hate them, which is the best thing that could happen. How did you feel about that turn after from Mr. Janela?
I was shocked. I mean, like I kind of expected it, I guess. Like, you got to set up spring break. But I was still kind of shocked. I was like, "Oh, what? Like you're really doing my man X-Pac like this?" Like
Yeah. I was like I wasn't expecting that at all, to be honest. I thought they were gonna have like another tag match. I was kind of guessing like it was gonna be not Cardona, Janela and X Pac versus like SGC at Spring Break. Um, like Justice and Mance. But I think that match is a lot more interesting for Janela. Janela apparently really wanted the match. I'm very excited for him to get this match. It also kind of got carried on to the next show, like to the next pay-per-view show. But before we get there, I do want to talk about LA Fights quickly. Standout performance from Jai Vidal for me. He was defeated by Kevin Blackwood, but I love Jai Vidal. You should definitely check out that match. That GCW stuff like LA Fights and JCW are all available on their YouTube channel, and they always have a bunch of great matches and everything like that. Ellie Catch was on this. Peter Avalon was on this as well. Jack Hartwheel. If you want to get into GCW, I would check out some of that stuff. Yeah, Janela is taking over GCW now. And I love that for him. I'm so excited for him and everything he's going to do there. Oof. Actually, let's pick one match from that card for you to check, for people to check out.
That's hard because there were so many good ones. What would you go first?
Blake Christian, Nick Wayne.
No. Why did I have to ask? I knew you were going to say that.
Yes.
I'll go major players and join X-Pac then.
Okay. My second match is Deppen and Blackwood. I think that's a very good first taste of Blackwood. I feel like it was a very good showing for him. Very strong. I'm very excited for all that he has to offer. I hope they keep him around. I feel like we'll talk about the divisions that I believe that GCW has in a second after we get through this last pay-per-view, but I feel like he does fit into one of the divisions very well. Let's talk about GCW, the coldest winter. This happened on Saturday. Dude, I remember before I was on Friday, it was like 8:00. I was like, Haley, why isn't the show on? I was like, why is GCW not on? I wanted to watch. And she was like, it's in LA time. I was like, hey. So I woke up in the morning and I watched it, but I actually stayed up for the show. I watched the full show. I was very proud of myself for this. We opened the show. Ninja Mac versus Jack Cartwheel. Dude. We started off hot with this match. I love all the flippy dippy shit. Jack Cartwheel is obviously one of my favorite wrestlers as well. How did you feel about this?
I thought it was great. I don't know, maybe it felt short to me because it
was short, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted more for an opener, but it was effective. It had a lot of fast-paced action and counters, and I like that Jack is getting a really great showing in GCW with the crowds and stuff lately.
Yes, he's doing very well. He's getting over, especially in Cali and stuff. Okay. Next we saw Jordan Oliver take on Dark Sheik. How did you feel about this match? I feel like they were a very oddly good pairing.
Yes. I feel like, okay, there's not a soul on the planet that doesn't like Dark Sheik, and if you say that you don't, you're lying to yourself. Love her. But they really work the crowds well, and that's something that they both know how to do.
Yes.
Really well. And I love an intergender match. So yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was an odd pairing too, but it really worked.
Yeah. It seemed like it made sense to them, and I was like, I didn't see this match happening, but I like this match a lot. I feel like Sheik is very technically savvy. Yeah. Like the basics are really good there. Especially like submission game. Mm-hmm. Like Sheik started doing this one submission where like he started turning Jordan inside out, and like I was like, what the fuck is happening? It was great though. Yeah. She can go crazy. Sheik's an amazing wrestler. Next, we had Thunder Rosa taking on Tony Deppen. How did you feel about this match? I was losing my mind for this shit.
Yeah, yes. Speaking of intergender matches, I love intergender matches. I just call them wrestling matches, but, you know, that's whatever. But they're both veterans of the business. Rosa really knows how to turn it on and up in any environment that she's in. I thought she was surprisingly really violent here. And her chops to Deppen. I hope I'm never on the receiving end of any of those. Rosa,
she was shushing the crowd. She was like, shh.
I know.
Like, it was crazy.
Loud.
I love her. Love her. She's winning the title on Sunday, by the way, but
100%.
That's not this show. We had my match of the night next. My match of the weekend. My match of this whole past week. Jimmy Lloyd versus Alex Zane in a fucking death match.
Insane.
There's one spot I want to talk about, but I want to give you the floor first on this match because I could rant about this match for a while.
So I went back and watched it because I didn't see it live, but I saw you text me and you were like, Zane is bleeding. I don't even know what you said. It was just all in caps about Zane bleeding. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I woke up the next morning. I was like, this is the first match I need to watch. It was so bloody and gruesome and violent. Obviously, I love death matches. It was a death match. But I feel like even though Zane didn't win this match, he really got one over. And, you know, I mean, he had to go to the hospital, so that was crazy. I hope, you know, he's all right. But
it seems like he's okay. But I saw somebody online said he had to get his eye detached from the socket and then put back together for the surgery.
Don't even want to.
Moving on. I feel like Zane should have beat Lloyd here. That would have been what I chose.
Yeah.
But I get it. Put your originals over, right? There was a spot where Zane took out a taco.
I have that. Yep.
That was the spot I was going to talk about. It's filled with the thumbtacks, and basically Jimmy ended up feeding it to Zane. That was insane because obviously Zane is the sauce. He loves Taco Bell. That's his gimmick, you know.
Insane.
Yes. I can't. Still cannot believe that match was happening. I was sitting there. I was like, oh, Alex Zane's gonna do like a death match, you know, dude. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting him to half-ass it, but like he's going through glass. He's taking suplexes on glass. He's suplexing people through glass. He's landing on like this barbed wire. Like he was putting Jimmy through the door. Like Jimmy got stuck in the barbed wire and everything. Like his pants started turning red. He has like this teal pants on. Like, dude, this. He was like, his arm got sliced open. Like he had to get stitches, but like he was pulling glass. I can't even think about getting glass in your eye, dude. Disgusting. Alex, you have so much of my respect, and he's like a veteran too. Like he's like an older guy. Like he don't move like it. He's like in his mid-30s. I was not expecting that from him at all. I'm so excited for what he's gonna do next. Please no more death matches, Alex.
Please.
You're awesome at them, but please.
One and done.
Boy, it's okay. I tweeted that I think Alex Zane is my new favorite wrestler. It was so good. It was so amazing. I actually made a list of matches I would like to see Kevin Blackwood have, but that'll come into play when we talk about divisions as well. Next match on this card was the Second Gear Crew and Bussy taking on the team of LA Fights, which was Sandra Moon, Jai Vidal, Hunter Freeman, and Jordan Cruz. Dude, first of all, Sandra and Allie were holding their own here.
Yes.
I always think it's so cool to see women in these like tag matches and they just become intergender matches. Love that for them. I was so excited. How did you feel about this match? And how did you feel about the team of LA Fights and who was picked for it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I thought that the match was really good. Like I said, I love like multi-man and woman tag matches like this, mixed tag matches, whatever you want to call them. And I thought it was a good way to close the show too. You know, just send everybody home on a good note. And I'm not mad at the LA Fights team. I thought they were good choices.
Yes, yeah, I like the LA Fights team. I think especially Sandra. Sandra's gonna be doing a lot pretty soon. Jai was amazing as well. After this match, Kevin Blackwood defeated Grim Reaper. I was so excited to see him have a match, be the victor. This is when I tweeted my list of people I would like to see Kevin Blackwood face. We'll get there in a second. First, and hopefully the only one, but Alex killed it. I will bow for him any day. Good Lord, he was gruesome in this match. We saw Kevin Blackwood back. Another show. How do you feel about Grim Reaper? Let me ask you that.
So Grim Reaper follows me on Twitter now. We're like besties. I love him. I don't know why.
You know, he plays handball.
Maybe. But I feel like I just love like a good like gimmick. But like it's not even a gimmick to me. Like I love it. I don't know.
I think it's fucking hilarious how he always smokes a blunt. Did you see Kevin like stomp the blood out?
Mm-hmm.
That was great. Love that for Kevin. After that, we saw Gringo Loco take on Mascara Dorada. I'm probably butchering that name. But dude, Gringo Loco is going crazy right now. He's turning up on GCW shows. He's always having those high spots, always making like highlights coming out of the GCW shows. He's doing the most. He's insane. I'm excited to see how his collective show goes as well. We'll talk about that in a little bit, obviously. But yeah, this was one of my top matches from this night as well. Do you have any thoughts on this match?
I thought it was good. I love
Yeah.
Gringo Loco.
I do too. Yeah. It wasn't like a super standout match, but lots of great spots. Then we had what people are saying is the match of the weekend. Blake Christian taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. Boy, I said I love my flippy dippy shit. They said, here's all the flippy dippy shit. They killed it. I think Mike Bailey is a perfect fit for GCW right now. I think now is the time to talk about the divisions. I feel like there's this division of like almost super workers. Super workers, they're like, I wouldn't say like they're medium-sized guys, but like they're like the average indie wrestler almost. Like they obviously all have their own personalities and everything, but like regular size, regular build, and they're all just going crazy every single weekend. They're rotating in and out of matches with each other. Like sometimes new people will get thrown in, but I think that Mike Bailey and Blake Christian are two of the main guys that are a part of that division almost. I think there's also like that deathmatch division as well. Then there's like the tag team stuff that they always do as well. The lucha stuff also. I was very, very pleased with how this match turned out. Blake Christian has been having a lot of highlights recently. Lots of working, lots of star making performances, I think I would say. Obviously he had that bola. It was almost like a cutter thing that he did with Jack Cartwheel. It was great.
Insane.
Yes, they definitely had amazing chemistry. I think a lot of these GCW guys are just figuring out that they all have amazing chemistry with each other, and it's just kind of working out. What were your thoughts on this match? What were your thoughts on how this closed the weekend?
I love this match. I feel like Speedball right now, with his return to the US, like he's been putting on banger after banger after banger. Like there hasn't been a match anywhere that he's been that hasn't been a 5-star match to me, or at least like 4.5 and above.
5-star matches are subjective, so
you know what? They're 5-star to me.
Period.
But I love the both of them, and I thought it was a great way to close the weekend for sure.
Yes. The division that I'm kind of referring to is where I feel Kevin Blackwood would fit in. So that's Blake Christian, Mike Bailey, Jack Cartwheel, Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver, Alex Zane, Ninja Mac is in there. You could probably throw Gringo Loco in there every now and then. Oren would be in there. Cole Radrick would be in there. Billy Starks, even Ali Ketch and Effie will rotate in and out of there as well. Like, I feel like there's always like GCW offers many things. One of them is those classic death matches, like classic, go hard, blood, light tubes, glass panes, all of that stuff. Then I feel like there's also like the super workers, which are like the people I just listed. They're always going crazy night in, night out, like just trying to put on the best matches possible. Then there's always like the tag matches, like normally the Briscoes. Sometimes we'll see like, remember when like it was like Brody King and PCO, like that match, like stuff like that, like where random people will kind of come in, SAT, rotate in and out. That tag team division isn't super, super hefty right now. I mean, Hate Club is the champions. Then there's also like, Second Gear Crew. They'll rotate in and out of the tag scene, everything like that. But I think it's super interesting. I think what mostly would draw people in, like, I guess GCW is known for the death matches, but I feel like people will probably come for the death matches and stay for the super working, like stay for the Blake Christians and Mike Bailey matches. You know what I mean? Especially since there was a death match early in the night. But what are you thinking is like the best avenue moving forward for these divisions? Do you continue to let these guys have their own matches, or do you bring like an Alex Zane into like a death match? Or like a Blake Christian in a death match?
I mean, I feel like they can definitely sprinkle it in, but I would be careful because I feel like sometimes there's wrestlers that they don't consider themselves deathmatch wrestlers, and maybe they do like 1 or 2 death matches, and then all of a sudden that's all they get booked for, and I feel like that kind of sucks. So I feel like if they wanted to sprinkle it in, It could work, and I wouldn't mind it. I would pop.
Yes. Oliver and Wayne as a tag team works for me. They're real life friends. Oh, that's supposed to say real life friends. Sorry, breaking kayfabe. But yeah, they're a great team for me. I love all of the young talent within GCW. I can't wait to see Starboy Charlie back. He'll feel right in that super worker division. I'm very excited to see how, because people tend to normally get elevated off of like an LA Fights or like a JCW. I'm excited to see who's next. Jack Hartwell is definitely one of my favorites. I feel like him in a tag team with like Kevin Blackwood, Jack can be like the fucking flippy doodah boy. Flippy doodah boy. And Blackwood can go be all technical and aesthetic. And, I hope that like Jack can convince Kevin to do some cartwheels.
Yeah.
I feel like Blackwood would be great at that.
I think so too.
I think that should happen. We love Speedball over here. He's doing amazing. So is his girlfriend, Veda. We love her as well. Let's kind of talk a little bit about Spring Break now. This show is looking kind of hefty. One of the matches that got announced literally 2 minutes before we went on the air was the Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson versus Matt Cardona. Did you see that get announced?
No, I did not.
It just got announced. Yeah, that. Good Lord. That match is going to be one to remember. Apparently, Minoru Suzuki's match is getting announced today as well. Boy, is this a fucking show. We also have the Jon Moxley taking on AJ Gray match for the championship. AJ Gray is finally cashing in his brass ring. I'm very excited for that. X-Pac versus Joey Janela is taking place here as well. Let me see if there's any matches I'm missing. Alex Colon versus John Wayne Murdoch.
Gonna be really
good. Dude, that show is gonna be banger after banger after banger. And there's a part 1 and a part 2. So that's a 2-night event. I feel like they've been kind of promoting the Spring Break show as like the GCW show. Like I feel like all the other shows are like versions of like different things. But I feel like that's like the main show that I guess that they're pushing right now for GCW in general. Is there a match that you're most looking forward to there? I'm kind of asking you to stall for time so I can look up Effie's match as well.
I mean, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say when I keep talking about death matches, but I love Alex Colon so much. And Murdoch, I'm getting into Murdoch slowly every day. But yeah, I'm really excited for that match.
Did we even talk about Kevin Gill?
We did not. Kevin.
God bless Kevin. Kevin, we hope that you're okay.
We do.
Yes. So to quickly try to go through some of the names announced for Effie's Big Gay Brunch, Pero was announced today while we were on the air. Funny enough. Don't know if you saw that one, but Pero is now announced. Also, we have Max the Impaler and Amy Rose as well. I saw that Ashton Starr is announced as well.
Kid Bandit?
Yes, Kid Bandit. Also Billy Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
Kieda. I know that there's somebody I'm missing that got announced yesterday. Devin Monroe. There it is.
Yep.
I have never seen one of these shows before. I wasn't watching last time, so it's my first Big Gay Brunch, and I'm very excited for this. I hope that they kill each other. Oh, Spring Break is on the oopsies. Oh, we skipped Atlanta show. Hold on, we'll go back to that in a minute. It is on the 31st and the 1st. It's taking place on both nights. The 31st is at 8 p.m. and the 1st is at 11:59 p.m. That's EST. And Effie's Big Gay Brunch is taking place on the 2nd of April at 11 a.m. as well. Let's quickly go over. I have this card up for the astronaut show. Funny enough, remember we were all going to try to go to this show?
Yeah.
God bless.
And now Kylie's going though.
Yes. The matches we have announced are the Hate Club, which is Nick Wayne. Wow. Nick Gage. Imagine that.
The Hate Club. I love it.
God. Nick Gage. And oh my God, I wish I had the fucking Nick Gage promo to play right now. the cameo. Goddamn.
Mhm.
Nick Gage and Matt Tremont taking on Second Gear Crew. This is Mance Warner's return.
Yep.
I'm very excited for this. I've never seen Mance have a match live.
You seen him wrestle?
I've seen him live. I mean,
Oh.
I've seen him have a match, but I haven't seen him like live, you know? Dude, there's gonna be a lot of wrestling this weekend. There's like Black Label Pro is there, Mission Pro is there. We'll talk about For the Culture in a second. Bloodsport is there. There's something else I'm missing. Gringo Loco show is there as well. So I wish I was going to Dallas next year. I think I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna convince Haley to go with me next year.
Well, you know, I'll probably end up there because I got a lot of people going this year, and I wanted to go, but whatever.
Right, and I once I turn 18, you know, California, I can't miss a trip to fucking California, my dude. You know, sorry. Back to this card. We also have the match that was supposed to happen at Hammerstein. Blake Christian versus Jonathan Gresham for the ROH World Championship. I am very much looking forward to that match. Also, AR Fox versus Nick Wayne has been announced. Matt Cardona will be appearing. Joey Janela, Ali Ketch, Gringo Loco, Tony Deppen, and more. Is there a match that you think has been announced that you're looking forward to?
I mean, I'm gonna go with Blake and Gresham. I love them. I don't care what people say. I feel like Gresham gets a bad rap on the internet. I don't care. I love technical wrestling, and I think that both of their styles, while maybe a bit unconventional, I think it's gonna work and it's gonna be good.
I think that Gresham and GCW is something that needs to be talked about more because that's fucking hilarious. You have the best technical wrestler in the world in GCW.
Of all places.
I love that for him though. Make his bag. You know what I mean? Like, go off, my boy. There's lots of Bloodsport announcements. Let's start with the Dirty Daddy once again. Oh my god, there's so many. Okay, let me go back to where I was because I had the right idea. The Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson, is taking on Minoru Suzuki at fucking Bloodsport. How do you even explain Bloodsport to people who don't know what Bloodsport is?
That's a good question.
They real fake fight? They shoot fake fight?
Yeah, it's like...
It's a shoot fight, but no.
But no. That's the best way to describe it. That was perfect.
We'll go with that. Just look up Bloodsport. You know, I think there's like a free version, like if you look it up somewhere. Just look up Bloodsport, you know. Also, John Morrison, John Hennigan, is at Bloodsport.
John 50 names. I don't even know what he goes by now. But you know what? He's in his bag and we love it.
Marina Shafir will be there as well. Jonah, formerly Bronson Reed, will be there. We also have oopsies. I'm looking at For the Culture now. My bad. There was another match announced yesterday. Here it is. Biff Music will be taking on. Oh, sorry, I missed it. Hold on. Tim Thatcher is announced for Bloodsport. Shoot style. There you go. Tim Thatcher. Hold on. I didn't know that. I'm excited for that. He literally used to have like Fight Pit Bloodsport matches. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I just got very distracted very quickly. I have the mind of a child. There's another match that got announced. Let me check Josh Barnett's Twitter. 1 second. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Next time I will have all of these written down because we'll probably just be reviewing the collective, to be honest. Biff Music versus John Moxley. How could I fucking forget? I knew it was a big match. Biff Music has an amazing match. That's going to be really good. I'm very excited for that. Macho Slamovich also got announced last night as well. Yes, I think that is it for Bloodsport. But we also have the show I'm looking forward to the most. The collective. Well, from the collective is For the Culture. Dude.
So excited. It's going to be so good.
Did you see the match that got announced last night?
No, I didn't.
The Hitmakers, which is Top Dollar and Ashanti the Adonis and B-Fab.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
On fucking Shane Taylor Promotions!
It's gonna be so good.
Shane Taylor and Big Bad Kaju, O'Shea Edwards, dude. This match is gonna roll.
As they all deserve.
These promos are gonna be so good.
Oh.
I'm so excited for this match, dude. This match is going to fucking eat me up. Also, Bounty Keith has been announced for this as well. God bless whoever fights him. Good Lord. He's vicious. I'm very excited for this. I hope that Darius Lockhart gets announced. I'm not gonna make a bunch of predictions about this. I can literally say book all the black talent for the culture and I'm gonna be happy. Also we have the Gringo Loco match. Wow, Gringo Loco show as well. The world on Lucha. Where'd it go? I just had it. Let me pull it up on my phone as well. That match is going to be so good. Biff versus Mox is going to be fucking amazing. Let me look up Gringo Loco real quick. I apologize for this, guys. I shall be doing better next time, I promise. Okay. Psychosis got announced. That's crazy. The world on Lucha looks like it's gonna be crazy, my dude.
It'll be really good.
Let's see. I don't think they have any matches announced. I think it's just who goes. Oh God, did you see this?
Yeah, last night. Yeah.
Oh my God, I just saw that now. Wow, that's gonna be amazing. We also have obviously Gringo Loco's there. John Morrison, John Hennigan, John Lucha, John Superstar.
I can't with you. We're almost an hour in. This happens every single time we do a show together.
Sadaka's announced as well. My homie Jack Cartwheel will be there. I love that for him. I hope he fucking kills it. I should just looked up the world on Lucha on his page. That would have been smarter. Wow. Sometimes I'm smart, sometimes I'm not. Laredo Kid is also announced. Johnny
Yeah. Caballero.
Yes. Dude, she probably will. She has to, right? She has to. And Pagano has been announced as well. Sadaka, Drago Kid. Yes. No matches have been announced for that show yet, I don't believe. However, I am very, very excited for that show. I think it's going to rule. All of these collective shows are going to be really good. I'm excited to see how all this goes down. You guys can follow the collective. They have all their updates on their Twitter every now and then. They'll eventually get to reposting everything, but all the times for the shows are there. All the Mission Pro stuff. Black Label Pro is over there as well. Mission Pro is bangers only. That show's going to rule so hard. But I think that's all that we have for everybody today. Haley, let the people know where they can find you, what you have going on.
You can find me. Oh, period.
No, I know you're gonna point.
It was completely worth it.
Oh my God.
You can follow me on Twitter right here. I also do some other podcasting stuff. I do Demo Divas with her. The camera's flipped. Her on Fightful Overbooked. So you can check that out. I also do some writing stuff over at Nerds and Beyond, some wrestling stuff, other nerdy stuff. Yeah.
Haley is very smart and very funny on Twitter, and she's a great chef. We call her our little chef. So if you want to see the food that she makes, tell them your food Instagram.
It's Hale's Foodstagram, so you can follow me there. Not you putting me over like this,
dude. I made pancakes and I felt like you. I mean, I made waffles and I felt like you. So
that's an honor, truly.
Me and Haley haven't been on a show together for like a week and a half. This is weird.
Too long.
Yeah. However, we'll be back for Demo Divas this weekend. Haley. Wow. Kylie will not be joining us. She's going to be at Revolution, so it'll be just the two of us. But that's Demo Divas, 3 p.m. on the Fightful Overbooked channel as always. I've been Jaychele. You can follow me on Twitter at JaycheleNicole. You guys can also check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Jaychele. It is a new month, so go give me your money over there. Exclusive interviews are up over there. Anthony Henry is there as well. My weekly schedule, all the shows I'll be on this week. If you want to see the Big Swole interview before it comes out on this Friday at 4 p.m., you can check it out over there. My YouTube channel is Jaychele Nicole. Search up Jaychele Nicole. It'll be over there. I'm always on the Late Night Grin as well. I was on the Grinathon yesterday. Go check that out if you haven't. Oh my God. Did you see this?
I wish I didn't.
Yeah, this is the link. This is the link if you want to go support me on Patreon. Thank you for putting me over. Also, I'm here every Friday at 5 p.m. with Joe Holpert for our show called The Free Agents. I think Joe was supposed to pick who we do, and I think it's meant to be Cesaro or Claudio. Unless that changes on Wednesday, we shall see tomorrow. But I think wow, it's the hour mark. Once I get to the hour, I start to like lose my my ability to speak. But thank you guys so much. We hope that you enjoyed the show. This is the first GrinCW show, and we will be back in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned. Follow Late Night Grin on Twitter at Late Night Grin, and we'll have all of our updates over there. Thanks. Bye.